In this video, I'll answer a question from a client who wrote me a letter and asked, Arkady, how do the HiFiMAN Sundara planar magnetic headphones sound with the FiiO K7 headphone amp DAC? We sell the FiiO K7 quite often, but to be honest, I've never had the chance to listen to it myself. And since the client is asking, in this video I'll share my opinion about the sound. But before we get to the sound, I'll tell you what's included with the HiFiMAN Sundara headphones, what's included with the FiiO K7 DAC headphone amplifier, and then I'll briefly talk about the sound quality. So, in the box with the HiFiMAN Sundara, you get the HiFiMAN Sundara itself and a small box with the cable. The cable is 2 mini jacks to 1 mini jack. There's also an adapter included, a 3.5 to 6.35 millimeter jack well. Actually, it's not really a jack anymore, but a full-sized plug. Nothing else is included in the package. When I was packing the headphones back, it turned out that the inner plastic holders elegantly transform into a headphone stand. The headphones are very light, well made, and give a pleasant, neat impression. You can see the panel through the grills. The panel has planar magnetic drivers. The ear pads are very neat. The ear cups move pretty tightly, but that's probably because the headphones are brand new out of the box. Overall, they make a very good impression. It's pretty hard to find the left and right markings, and if you're in dim light, it's difficult to tell which ear pad is left and which is right. But the markings are right here, above each ear pad for left and right. The headphones fit well on your head. They sit almost unnoticeably. As I said, they are very light, and that's why you hardly feel them on your head. The fit is excellent, and they stay on well. But obviously, open-back headphones, planar magnetics, are only for home use. They're not meant for use outdoors, in any kind of humid environment, in dusty places, or where it's windy, because that way you immediately use and damage the planar magnetic drivers. So our second hero is the FiiO K7 DAC and headphone amplifier. It runs on AKG chips, if I'm not mistaken. Honestly, I didn't check. If anyone finds information online, please clarify. A simple, fairly lightweight case. It comes with an external power supply, but mine is somewhere on the floor right now. It's currently plugged in. It also comes with the USB Pro. The cable for connecting to the computer is a USB-A to USB-B cable, and there's also an adapter from 3.5 millimeter to 6.35 millimeter jack. There's nothing else included except for some paperwork. So I listened to HiFiMAN Sundara. The first listening session was with the original cable, which I already showed you. By the way, the cable is of good quality. I have no complaints about it, but the connection with this cable is not balanced. And as you surely know, my dear audiophiles, the best sound quality from a headphone amplifier or from any source DAC or just an amplifier can be achieved through a balanced connection. That's why I took a 4.4 millimeter balanced cable out of the box with the FiiO FT1. And for the 3.5 millimeter jack right now, I have this cable connected from another pair of headphones. And you know what's interesting? In terms of balance, HiFiMAN Sundara sounds way better than when connected with the standard cable. That's why I recommend right away. If you're going to get the HiFiMAN Sundara and you have a headphone amplifier with balanced outputs, then buy a balanced cable right away. About the sound. The sound is of course very spacious. These are open-back headphones with planar magnetic drivers. So expecting any kind of closed-off sound would be inappropriate. The soundstage is very wide. As for the frequency response, I can say that all the frequencies are even. There's no excess or lack in the lows. Very good, even sound. The vocal range is clear and precise. The cymbals are neat and delightful. The second criterion I always evaluate is the texture of the music. The texture of every single song is heard perfectly. That is, you can hear the part of every musician who performs the song, who performs the musical composition. And all the parts, The parts of all the musicians are perfectly organized. They organically weave together into the overall musical texture. And with these headphones, you can hear this texture. The second criterion, the third criterion, is the spaciousness of the sound. This means depth imaging and the apparent positions of the musicians on the stage. So guys, everything is fine here as well. The headphones have very clear depth imaging with good layer separation, and the images of the musicians are well defined, varied, and so to speak, visible to the audiophile's inner eye. Let's put it this way, the presentation of the images is soft and delicate. That is, these headphones don't have the harshness that tires you out during long listening sessions. But apparently this is thanks to the AKG digital to analog converter, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. That's why the sound here is quite comfortable, soft, and musical. And the fourth criterion is speed. That is, I can't say that these headphones with this DAC are exactly benchmark fast, but the speed here is very good. And basically for these headphones in this price category, together with the FiiO K7 DAC and headphone amplifier, I give a solid 9 for the enjoyment they provide when listening. Dear friends, feel free to order the HiFiMAN Sundara headphones from Premium HiFi if you are in Europe. If your location is outside of Europe, feel free to order using the link in the description from AliExpress. And my colleagues from the HiFiMAN store will deliver the headphones to you as quickly as possible. The same goes for the FiiO K7 headphone amplifier. If you are in Latvia, the Baltics, or Europe, order from Premium HiFi, and throughout Europe you will receive these wonderful headphones in just 5 to 7 days. Across Latvia you can even get them the next day if we manage to ship your order today. Ordering from AliExpress takes a bit longer, but it's still quick. Ta-da. Since I'm a video blogger, I'll answer your question in video format. You're right, I really am tired. It's been a tough week. There were orders and I had to carry speakers, amplifiers, DACs, and subwoofers. So by the end of the week I was exhausted. And answering your question about how the Sundara sound and whether you should consider other headphones, after I recorded the review for you, I'll also upload it to YouTube later so that other viewers can see it. I wanted to watch a movie. The Sundara were already packed back in the box, and I was thinking, what should I use to watch the movie so that I could really enjoy it? I could easily just take my HiFiMAN He42XA. I bought them on the second-hand market a long time ago, I think, for 100 or maybe 150 euros. Look, they're all worn out already. In some places the finish is already coming off, but they sound amazing. With the same ease, I could have just as easily pulled the focal batis out of my bag without any effort. I always have them with me. No hassle with wires, no connections, no DACs. You just grab the headphones and immediately start getting good sound. But no, my hands reached for the HiFiMAN Sundara box. I unpacked them again. Here they are, by the way, already unpacked. I unpacked the box with FiiO FT1. I won't take it out of the shelf. They're a bit tangled in there. I took the balance cable out of the box with FiiO FT1. Here it is, by the way, right here. I connected it to Sundara. I connected the Sundara to the DAC and headphone amplifier FiiO FiO KC17 or maybe KA17. Let me check right now. Here I have the box FiiO K17. This is a great portable DAC. It's really good if you listen to music from your computer or your phone. To get the maximum quality out of it, you need to connect it with two cables. One USB-C provides the signal, and the second USB-C gives it extra power. It also works with just one USB-C. But for hi-fi, we need more power, so I connected it with two cables. So imagine a laptop connected to the KA-17 with two cables. A wire Gorgona. And I went to watch a movie. I was watching a movie on Netflix with Jennifer Lopez called Atlas. And you know, I really enjoyed it. I honestly had a great time and didn't regret putting on the Sundara to watch this movie. Amazing dynamic range. Well, you know, like in the movies, when it's really quiet, and then suddenly, bam, some action starts. Sundara handles that action just amazingly. Plus, if we compare movies and music, movies are always about dialogues. So for video, I tested with music first, and then I also watched some movies, and the articulation of dialogues here is just divine. The spaciousness of the sound, well damn. I once listened to quad headphones that cost 1,000 euros. They don't compare at all to HiFi Sundara. Or, for example, with the HiFiMAN 42XA Drop Edition, which I use all the time. HiFiMAN has two great features. First of all, they're accurate. That is, they sound very precise. Their frequency response is more or less flat. That's very important. Because there are no annoying frequencies that irritate you during long listening sessions. Secondly, they're awesome. That's very important. All the measurements can be perfect, precise, or somehow special. But when the headphones are awesome, that's really cool. And when you put them on, that's it. You lose yourself in them. You lose yourself in the sound. That's exactly what Sundara is like. Is there any point in considering more expensive headphones? I don't know. I've listened to different ones. I haven't listened to the models you're asking me about. I don't know how they sound. But when you come across something really cool, you shouldn't miss out on it. I hope I answered your question, that's all. And may the force of the right sound for you be with you.